Stress lowers your immune system, and also what it does is it makes you more likely to catch infection. And then if you do have an infection, it takes a lot longer to get rid of it. So if you've been constantly getting sick and you're like, why am I getting sick or why am I not getting better as quickly? Stress might be a link, but obviously you should check it. So the medical link between stress and a lowered immune system is when you're chronically stressed, when you have high stress levels, your adrenal glands release something called cortisol, and cortisol is anti-inflammatory, meaning it lowers inflammation. Inflammation is a good thing that our body does to protect us against infection. So when you have an infection, your body does a little bit of inflammation. Too much is bad, but a little bit is good to help calm down the infection, the microbes causing the infection. So when you have a lot of cortisol levels because of stress, it's anti-inflammatory, so it's like naturally weakening your immune system. The other thing that stress does is it lowers the activity of your white blood cells. Your white blood cells are essentially your immune system. So if they're not, their activity isn't high, like there's a specific type of white blood cell called a T cell, and it regulates and basically turns on your immune system. If its activity is lowered, then your immune system is lowered. And then the final thing is that stress lowers antibody production. So there's a specific type of white blood cell called a B lymphocyte or B cells. They're white blood cells and they make antibodies. And a lot of us have heard of antibodies, but the reason why antibodies are important is when you have an infection with like a virus or bacteria, the antibodies in you will neutralize it, like they'll go around it and they'll tag it for destruction, meaning they'll tell your body we need to destroy this. So that's why antibodies are great. But if there is not a lot of them being produced because of stress, if you have lowered B cell activity and B cell make antibodies and you have lower antibody production, then you have more stress. Oh, and then finally, something else that they've done a lot of research on is stress and your gut microbiota and how it affects the composition of it. So take care of yourself. If you're like, why am I constantly getting sick? I just recovered from like respiratory infection. Why am I getting another one? It's not the stress that's causing it, because infections are caused by microbes. It's just that when your immune system isn't functioning at 100%, you're more likely to catch everything and then things just last much longer. So stress.